What's up, my beautiful friends? Welcome to another video. Today we got league race highlights for you. This league race was Monday, but I didn't find any time to do this voiceover and to edit the video yet. So you're gonna get it today. We're gonna jump right into my hot lap. This was my last and fastest lap I did in qualifying. I got a tip from someone that I could cut that corner, that's why I'm up more than 3/10. Apart from that, I think this lap was pretty decent. It wasn't anything special, but France isn't a lap that I really enjoy, and it isn't a lap that I'm really good at. I think I've done about a half an hour of practice for this race, so I wasn't expecting much. I knew my natural pace was going to be great, so this was always going to be an advantage for me in this tier. My teammate Jack, he was really fast in the last sector. I managed to get 2 purples in the first and in the second sector, but I knew that I needed to push hard to get that win in qualifying. Here you can see me struggle a bit. I'm going a bit wide here. Jack spun in the last corner, so we're gonna pass him here. We're gonna wave at him, and then this is the last stretch. And as I said, I wasn't fast enough. Jack did beat me in the last sector. But we got another 1-2. Last week we got a 1-2.
Now just try.
I've done 3 races now. The first race I got first, I got pole position. Second race I got pole position, and now I got third. Now I got second. So it's still really good. The final results haven't been there really. Here you can see my strategy. I wanted to do a 2-stop or maybe a 1-stop if it was possible. And I just put enough fuel in to make it. At least that's what I thought. I didn't do a practice lap or a practice session before, so I didn't really know what to expect. For some tracks, it's very easy to just gain fuel.
I won't take you out.
But other tracks, it's really easy to lose fuel, to have too few fuel in your car. Here I told Jack I wasn't going to push him off because he has three races and only and no finish yet. So I was just hoping for him to get his first good points here. As we're getting a great initial launch, but the second phase, Jack is better. And I told him I wasn't going to battle in the third corner. So I was letting him in front here. We weren't on a real threat from behind.
We're safe, mate.
Because these guys were battling each other as well. I think there was a small incident there. I think McLaren or Ferrari spun. And with the high fuel load and the not too warm tires, this was a pretty difficult first sector. But we all stayed clear. And I was just going to follow Jack now to maybe both get out of the DRS from the guys behind. Jack was super fast, so
if we push now, we can put a gap.
I had to manage, like I had to spend all my ERS to just stick with him. You can see I already used about 25%. And I don't think he had spent that much already. You can see he goes much wider than I do. And that's where he can gain a lot of time on me because he gets to take more speed with him through that corner. And I didn't really notice until after the race, and I watched the footage back. Here I go wide as well on that corner because that was a really tough one for me. And you can see after one lap we already got out of the DRS zone from the guys behind. Jack puts in the fastest lap. And now it's just a case of trying to extend that gap to the guys behind. And we managed to do so. Jack got out of my DRS, so I wasn't able to keep up with him. You can say I only have 25% of my ERS left. We're 6 laps in, but I got a gap to Steve from 2 seconds, so I'm pretty safe here. This is a lap that Jack goes in because the 6th
What?
lap or the
No.
5th lap
I thought I slowed down.
is
Oh,
the best lap to pit.
I
Jack
shouldn't do
gets
this
a
to me.
5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so I knew I had to be really fast there, and my in lap needed to be critical and needed to be super fast because Shane, he pitted in lap 5 and he was behind me, so my tires were completely done there. I tried to not get a
I'm
5-second
skipping.
violation or speeding in the pit lane. And then yeah, you can see I pit here. There's a train coming on the minimap, and here I come onto the track just behind Shane, so he did undercut me.
Shane
Uh,
got me on the undercut.
I knew he was fast.
But I was
Electric
expecting him
Blade
to be
was
on the
behind me. He was really fast as well, but he made an error really soon after this part, so he wasn't a threat at all. So I just needed to close in on Shane and maybe try to overtake him because I needed to overtake him on track. I knew that because otherwise like, I might get a penalty because France, you're just prone to getting penalties. So here I'm really close to Shane already. I put in the fastest lap. I didn't know how. I almost hit Shane hit Shane's
I
rear
almost hit
tire.
Shane. Wait, I got the fastest lap? What the fuck?
And here you can hear me say I didn't even know I got the fastest lap. I was just driving normal. I was trying to close in on Shane. And here, the end of sector 1, I needed to gain as much speed on him. And here I knew with the DRS and with my ERS I was able to get past him. He didn't fight me, so he let me go. That was really nice of him. He probably knew as well that I was just faster. But then here my exit wasn't great and Shane was just up my ass. So I still needed to push. I thought he might try a move here. But when I saw he wasn't so close, I knew that I could just take the normal racing line. And he wasn't going to try attack me. Yeah, this last sector I
Losing so much time behind this fucking
I
car,
stayed
man.
I stayed natural, I stayed calm. And Jack told me that he was getting held up here right in front of me. This train of 3 guys. They didn't pit because they were on the alternate strategy for the medium soft.
Shane spins, huh?
Shane just spun, I think, because I didn't even know where he was afterwards, after that corner.
Yes! Yes!
And then you can hear me yell because, as I told you
You're
at
going
the
in.
start, I didn't put enough fuel in. So my fuel I needed to save as much as I could because I wasn't really sure if I could end the race otherwise. So that safety car bailed me out. I was going behind Jack because I thought, okay, the double stack it's gonna be difficult, but I think I won't lose that much time. And then here
Oh,
I
you
saw
got the
the pit
5
crew
seconds.
Oh
stand
shit!
still.
I'm so
He got
sorry,
a
mate. I
five
didn't know
second
he'd do
time
that.
penalty,
No, no
I'm so
problem.
sorry,
which
bro.
they redeemed
I'm
at
so
this pit
sorry,
stop
bro.
under the safety car, which I thought wasn't
My own
possible.
fault.
But
Fuck!
yeah, that happened.
I didn't think he was allowed to
Jack
do
felt
that.
really sorry for me, but I
I'm
thought,
behind
yeah,
Shane, but he got 6
it's not
seconds.
that
I'm
big of
behind
a problem
Steve.
because France
I
is
think I
pretty
might be
easy
able
to
to get him as
overtake.
well. Okay, I'm P7 now.
It did suck, but yeah, there was nothing I
I'm
could
so
do about it.
sorry, mate. I'm so fucking sorry.
So I
No
just needed
problem.
to pass Shane once
That was
more.
completely my fault. I'll take the blame for that.
He had 6 second time penalty.
I didn't notice as well.
The guys in front, like the 5 until 1, didn't have any penalties. And then here we're coming up at the end of
Okay,
the
now you gotta
safety
shout
car.
when he goes.
Yep.
I asked Jack to tell me when the field accelerates, so I just knew when to go myself. Here you can see I'm still trying to warm up my tires
Yeah, I will go
because
here
these
again.
mediums are pretty difficult to get up to temperature under the safety car.
Won't he?
I
Oh, he won't. What the hell?
Don't.
And then here they all
Sneaky Tom
go.
got me as well.
Shane pulled a bit of a gap, but Varda behind me wasn't paying attention as well. So yeah, I was safe. And I think this was the best situation for me because I wasn't able to attack Shane anyways. So this just helped me to stay calm, to stick behind them and just wait for someone else to make a mistake really. Here this sector, especially this corner, I had to be really careful with the cold tires because you can spin out there. Here we're all coming up to this hard braking zone, and El Prentice in front of it was P1, but he was on the hard tire, so it's pretty slow. He was holding up the pack a bit, and Jack was stuck behind him. He couldn't really pass him because he was P2, I think. Nothing really happened here. I was just trying to stick with Shane. I wasn't going to try an insane move, or I wasn't trying to risk anything. Because I knew I was gonna get him on penalties for sure, because he had 9 seconds already here. There was a yellow flag. I didn't really know what that was for. I think, oh, a Ferrari spun. Here I was just trying to just risk management. I wasn't really doing anything. You can see my face. I'm just really calm. I don't really. Well, I am focused, of course, because every small error can be fatal around this track, or it can just spin you out, because this track isn't forgiving at all. You can see El Prentice is just holding us all up. There's nothing we can really do, especially for me, because I'm just in a what do you call it? In a slipstream battle. So I can't pass these guys. And here
No! Oh, I spun.
Jack spun because the guy in front of him
Did you reset the track?
was too slow.
Yeah.
Oh.
He did reset the track, which is probably
Oh,
gonna
no,
give
I
him
damage as
about
well.
20 seconds of time penalty, because that isn't allowed in our league. And then here in lap 21, nothing really happened. I almost hit Shane. Cause Steve was going pretty slow. I think he got a bad exit because they were battling. He was battling with Sneaky Tom. And then here,
Someone hit me, I think.
August reflux. He just he hit the rear. He hit me really slightly, but it still just made me spin. Um, as I told you in the beginning of the race, I wasn't really
I
expecting
don't know for
anything
sure if it was my
for
fault or
this
not, but
for this race, so I didn't really
I spun.
care that much. Of course, I would like to get a nice podium, a nice finish, but it is what it is. And if someone hits me, I can't really do anything about it. I didn't really know for sure if he really hit me, because I thought I might just put in a little too much throttle or something, or just steer too much. But at the end, after the race, he messaged me, told me he was sorry, and he just saw a gap that at the end wasn't there. But at least he apologized. So for me, if a guy apologizes after the race, I probably won't uh, put any charges against you. Like I don't mind. I'm not gonna tell the stewards about it, because you showed me that it was an accident, and that's the best I can ask for. Here we're coming up to JRN. We overtake him very cleanly because I knew he was not fast enough. And I got the DRS. He wasn't fighting me anyway, because he probably knew that I had 0 time penalties, and he had 9. So
No! Oh, I fucking
that's
completely spun it.
nice of him. As Jack Hockey spun it once more. For now, this season isn't going his way at all. We can see him here. He's just right in
Oh,
front of
bro,
me.
we've had such bad luck again.
I think I was asking him here in a second
Do you have damage?
if he was slow.
I have underbody damage, yes. I'm getting a lot of oversteer into corners. That's why I span out the turn.
Can I pass you somewhere soon?
Oh no, I've still got pace.
Okay.
That was my mistake.
So he
I was
told
going for
me
the
he
win
still
again
got
there.
pace.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'm not gonna pass him then, or I'm not gonna risk anything. Well, but then this happened, and he was really slow there. So yeah, I just passed him anyway. He was really close, so I kind of felt bad because I thought I might made a overtake that wasn't like really nice for me. But at the end, it's racing, and if you see a gap, just go for it, even if it's your teammate. I felt really strong around there, so I thought if he has any damage, as he said, he has underbody damage, then that might be a problem. So I'm glad I passed him. Then I see Dan Hilton going really slow here. I try and go for the gap here for the overtake. I brake here,
Oh no, I got wing
and
damage.
then Jack Hawk he touched Dan Hilton, I think, and got the wing damage. So
Did I
he was
push into
super
you or not?
unlucky.
Maybe a little bit.
I was asking there if it was my fault because at the end I don't want to ruin my teammates' race. But I think I'm fine. It was a really clean overtake, so nothing I could do more about it. Then here I'm behind Thibaut. It was only 4 laps or 5 laps left, so I was just trying to gain as much positions as I could. I needed to pass Thibaut on track because he didn't have any penalties, so did I. So I knew I could probably get him. So I tried to get as close to him as I could here for the start-finish straight because there's a DRS zone. And that would be a nice place to overtake. You can see me lining it up to get as much of as good of an exit as I could. Here I go to the inside. I think he defends with ERS, but I still managed to get past. And then here on the
Fuck, I got 3 seconds.
turning points, I got my third warning, which gave me 3 seconds. So where I thought I could just drive the rest of the race, drive really calm, I had to push all of a sudden because I needed to clear that 3-second gap from Thibaut, of course.
So unnecessary as well.
Yeah, it was a really unnecessary thing because I already passed Thibaut. But yeah, at the end there's nothing I could do about it because I just made a stupid error by turning in too soon. Here you can see me closing up to Varda already. I could tell he was he had a bit of problems here because he wasn't as fast as I thought he would be. He's also using medium traction control, which just doesn't help with the with the traction. It does help with getting traction, but you just lose so much speed with it on the throttle. So here he made a small mistake, and I saw his rear light flashing, which meant he had under 10% of overtake, which I myself also had. I was braking here because I thought I'd just let him have the corner, but he broke much sooner. So I thought he was just letting me past, which is really nice of him. I didn't think he would, but I'll take it. You can see my gap to Thibaut is already 5.3 seconds, so that gap is cleared as well. Now we're up to the back of Bernas,
I'm P7 now, but
our last and final victim.
P6 got
We needed to hunt him down to get that final spot on track. I was going to get him on penalties, but it's always better to get someone on track just for your confidence. And yeah, it just feels a lot better. You can see he was really slow at this part.
He's slow, what the hell?
So I really had to push him through this first sector. Then he went wide there, which I think gave him more exit speed than he should have had. I was going into his DRS here. He defended really hard, but at the end, I still managed to stick it around the outside and then the inside for the final for this corner. He was still on my left,
Okay,
so it was still battling. I kinda tried in this last sector to push him back and let Varda go past him because Varda, we talk and we're kind of friends in this league. So I was playing a little bit of mind games, but at the end I thought, no, I'm just going to be as quick as I can and then just finish this race. Maybe someone in front of me, what I can't see, has more penalties. So Shane finishes there, and I think Shane had 12 seconds. Yeah, I was trying here to just get that last bit of pace, but yeah, at the end it wasn't enough.
No, Shane's P5.
Even if I didn't get my penalties,
Wait, Steve won.
I wouldn't have got to Shane because he was
Because he got no
The other guy
penalty.
3 tenths up then.
He didn't.
And yeah, Steve won.
Ja,
Jack
dat was mijn
Hawking
race, hè, boys.
got
Dat was mijn race.
12th, I
Boys.
think, at the end.
Was gezellig. Vrouwen, dames, heren.
Nothing much happened.
beautiful
Next
friends.
week we're in Italy,
Dank
so
voor
I'm
het
excited
kijken.
for that. And
Ik zie
yep,
jullie volgende keer.
I'll see you next time.